So good morning, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Moxie Retail's first ever webinar. Ameena here. I'm a senior manager with Moxie and moderator for today. Thanks for joining in. Glad to have you all here. One quick note, any questions with regards to the presentation, please feel free to post it in the comment section and we will revert to you towards the end in the Q&A segment. So moving on, and today's webinar will explore how the retail industry can move from concept to commerce by transforming the way we manage products, data, and decisions to ensure we move faster and smarter with planning, PLM, and PIM. So before we dive in, right, let's have a quick look at some of the critical challenges in today's retail landscape that are basically reshaping how brands must think, act, and invest. For instance, retail industry is in the midst of a massive disruption due to delays, shortages, or say trade cost spikes, and even the most recent tariff implementations. So large number of retail leaders say that supply chain disruption is one of the biggest operational challenge. And then we have the ever evolving consumer trends. The fast fashion retailers launch products in matter of days and not months, how it used to traditionally happen. So speed to market is no longer a competitive advantage. It's the baseline. And then we also have omni-channel fulfillment issues due to the rising customer expectations of fulfilling from literally anywhere, which again, right, leads to inventory complexity or even inaccuracy due to fragmented supply chains and difficulty aligning demand with supply in real time. Another prominent concern that we observe in e-commerce is the return rates, which is around 25 to 40%, especially for fashion industries. It's quite huge, isn't it? And returns to wreck profitability and how. But why do we have returns in the first place? So based on our recent study, 70% of these returns are due to fit or quality issues, but most notably due to the inaccurate product data or its visibility across applications. So the big question, how is that we solve this, right? So this is where we have planning, product lifecycle management, and product information management systems that come into play. Together, they create an end-to-end ecosystem, the foundation that reduces cost and helps drive product agility with great strategic impact. Around 40% faster time to market and up to 95% product data accuracy. And needless to say, 30% reduction in markdowns as well. So in a nutshell, all these tools are business imperatives and help with seamless cross-channel performance and omni-channel readiness. And today, we will show you how leading brands are using them to that. So please reach out to Moxie Retail team for more details, and we look forward to partnering with you on your journey from concept to commerce with best fit solutions. So let's dive in with our experts. Please join me in welcoming our speakers for today, Manideep Nulu, Rama Konjeti, and Marymounika Athanti. Over to you, folks. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Manideep. I've been in the industry for around 9 years now, with varied experience in product planning, etc. So today my goal is to just move and make you understand how products involve planning and how a product is moved from conception to market. So we have to understand planning is a very complex process of making predictions, enabling buying and various other departments. So the challenge today in the market is there is abundance of choice, there is abundance of products available. So it is really important to understand how AI-powered tools can significantly streamline the process and providing insights at every possible step and automate wherever possible and help you and help you with your planning activities. So uh, I'll basically talk about how important various building blocks are present in understanding product attributes, understanding the target customer, and how you align with demand. So basically, I'll walk you through how what is the importance of planning systems, what a typical planning lifecycle looks like, and I'll walk you through some of the AI elements that are leading charge today. And other than that, I'll walk you through a real life example that I've recently worked with. uh, okay, so where does where why do planning tools matter? So as you see, planning involves a lot of steps. The steps will include as easy as where are what are your business goals, what are your customers, what is the market. So these all are extremely different changing environments. So for this to happen, there should be robust tools available for you to ensure that the planning process is very smooth. So if you don't have any planning tools, what happens is generally you don't have any version control, you have very poor alignment, you don't have right data. So what generally happens is, if you don't have planning tools, your stocking decisions will be hit. And it is absolutely important for you to understand how important stocking is and how important monitoring results is. So in case so yeah. So what happens generally is, in case of planning, it is very important right from starting how important is determining goals, and how important is you keep monitoring the results. Next slide, please. Yeah. So as you see, in today's market, it is absolutely necessary for you to have your planning cycle as short as possible. But without tools, it is extremely a long process, because you have various departments in between, such as your finance, your retail, your planning, your buying, your supply chain. So without a real-time single data source, it is extremely difficult for you to take any decisions. Yeah, next slide, please. So, as you see, the two main important concepts or more components of this are merchandise planning and assortment planning. So, you all know what merchandise planning does and what are and why is it essential. But to give a small glimpse, merchandise planning systems will give you what are your targets, what are what are your category targets, and how much should you buy. Because as you know, money is an exhaustible resource, and you may have multiple categories and departments. So it is important to understand what is the allocation split. Merchandise planning will give you that visibility. And you can also place markdown guardrails. So if you don't have those guardrails or that particular framework on how much discount you are going to give, it is going to be an absolute snowball, where you will give whatever markdowns as you can, and it'll hit your profitability. But in the same case, on the other side of the coin, where assortment planning is, merchandise planning is basically a top down view, whereas assortment planning is a bottom up view. It will start with what products you want to sell, what where you want to sell, and at what time you want to sell. So there are cases where you want to sell a specific product at a specific time, and it is extremely trend responsive. Reason is, like, there might be a particular a trend which has started, which increases a particular product sales. You might not be able to catch it, but over a period of time, understanding the product mix and your assortment mix, the systems will help you roll out these, and you will know where to sell. Say a purchasing pattern might differ completely from a tier 1 to a tier 3 city. Okay, so next slide, please. So why is AI like, as you know currently? Let me talk about what traditional AI systems used to do before. So traditional AI systems, they used to run on specific algorithms. They used to run on specific data, which, though structured or in any way, they only had certain parameters which they can check in. When AI comes into the picture, it is not algorithm bound anymore. It is a much more advanced way to do automated clustering. So you can judge it on the basis of what are the traits of the customer, what is the group of customers, how do they do shared behaviors, how do they do group shopping, how do they do in a specific location. All these traits can be ingested by AI, which is not possible by other applications. So, say for example, if there is a weather change or anything, those predictions are factored in so that whatever attributes that the products do have, AI identifies those, and it will plan accordingly. Say for example, there is a particular fabric which is very famous in a particular area. It will ensure that the intricacies are taken into account. And what AI does is it recommends styles for a particular place. And the best thing is it is very good in pre-season and in-season forecasting. So pre-season, so this also happens in traditional systems, but pre-season and in this particular pre-season planning, what you will do is you will get what are the most probabilistic ways on how much you would like to sell. So, unlike traditional spreadsheets, AI models can analyze various factors and come up with accurate forecasts. And the similar thing happens with in-season forecasting. If you in-season forecasting is about adjusting what your original plans are based on real-time performance during the season, because the real-time performance are your order numbers, which AI can automatically detect, and you can see what is underperforming and what is overperforming. So just to take a case that I have worked on recently. So what has happened with this is a AI system was put in place, and over a period of an year, this is a multi-million dollar brand where they have reduced the amount of styles by 3%. So you may think, what does reducing 3% styles mean? Reducing 3% styles mean you have lesser types of inventory or lesser types of operations to do, whereas your net average margin at the same period in the dress styles increased by 19 to 26%. You know how razor thin are the margins in retail. So a average margin of 19 to 26% is absolutely very high. And at the same time, you have reduced 8% of your stock keeping units, which means you sold lesser styles, you managed lesser inventory, but your average margin increased. So this is a trifecta which any retailer would love. Uh, and coming going on to the next slide, you see like, hey, how is this possible with AI? So these are some of the tools which they have leveraged so that it was possible. So they had AI modules which are integration ready. They have attribute intelligence. They have automated clustering, and they do have prescriptive recommendations and better APIs for orchestration. So so basically what all these meant is, like, they do have tools at their disposal for for integration ready intelligence distribution, which enable them to roll out their business without any major impact. So having these, I think, is very essential. So the key takeaways are: planning without planning, you don't go into any business with eyes. So you should have tools, and what you should basically do is, you should be collaborative, and the tasks should be hand on hand off, and you should control. So don't people fear if AI comes in, it will take away jobs. But what AI does well is it will amplify the capability of planners, so that whatever they are doing earlier, like a merchandiser who sits and crunches data for a very long time, don't have to do this on traditional spreadsheets. What AI does is it will give insights and recommendations for complex things which we might not comprehend at the time. So now I think we should give back the reactive planning and go to predictive planning, which will help us all. Hey, thank you for the opportunity. Uh,
Thank you, Mani.
I'll roll it back to Ameena.
Yeah. Over to you, Rama.
Thanks, Ameena. Uh, Thanks, Mani, for giving a detailed explanation on the planning. Hi, team. Good day. Myself is Ram CM Konjeti. I hold 15 years of IT experience. I'm here to present you something about PLM, Product Lifecycle Management. Okay, guys, we are going to explore something on reshaping something with regards to the product and the product lifecycle management. Not more than ever, let us get started. What would be our today's focus into the planning of product life cycle management and everything. The first we'll start with what is PLM and why PLM, what are the core teams that are involved in PLM, how the AI evolution is happening in PLM, and how the what is the sustainable fashion and what is the how PLM is helping in sustainable fashion as well as the fast fashion and what are the key benefits or key metrics that is helping PLM for the larger audience, larger business people and everything. Moving on to the next slide, Ameena. Okay, what is PLM? Is nothing but a product lifecycle management. It is one of the critical systems that helps the entire organizations or the businesses to make sure they have a smooth delivery of the product from the concept to the product manufacturing, from there to the delivery, from the sourcing, delivery, and then to the disposal. This will be the life cycle of a product. That for all the stages, this product life cycle management tool will help you on all the areas. And why we use PLM to make sure we have a collaborative effort from all the multiple teams because PLM being used by multiple teams in multiple organizations to make sure their data is getting captured correctly, making sure their information is getting manufactured, their required carbon composition or what are the specifications or BOMs are getting accelerated right way, and there should not be any mismatches or inconsistencies that cannot be happen in further delays of whatever the things to make sure the logistics supply chain to overcome the supply chain disruptions also will be using PL. Moving on to the next slide, Ameena. Uh, Guys, let us get started with what is a product and how does the product life cycle get started. Basically, what we think is that if the planning is completed, we'll start analyzing how the product gets started. What are the raw materials that we need to procure to implement that product? Where to implement? How to implement? We'll be having a lot of questions. We start investing money on procuring those things and start implementing our product. For the product, we'll be having different cycle. One is the introduction cycle where we see the more of investment cycle where we'll put more money onto the marketing, more money onto the operations, more money onto the content, and more money on. Then we'll be moving that. We'll be getting into the growth phase where the people started accepting the product in the market and buying the product on regular basis, and we'll see some revenues are adding on to our product, and we'll be getting benefited from that. Then we'll go into the growth phase. There, maturity phase. This maturity phase will be seeing the high peak time of sales, revenue, PAT, whatever the things are, all the things and pace and everything. Later on, what happens is that we'll be seeing a slight decline of the product, or else we'll see the retention of that product. This will be the major product life cycle for each and every product that we see in the market. For apparel industry also, this is what is happening, and how we overcome, how we see, how we organize these all things in PLM product lifecycle management tools we'll be seeing in the further slides. And here we'll be having different vendors that we support. We, as Moxie, we work with the different vendors of the PLM providers vendors, and we, you name it, we serve it. That's where we are. And moving on to the next slide, Ameena. Okay. And coming to the core teams that are helping the business in the PLM, because PLM has more teams, because more there will be nearly, if your business having, imagine if you come across a business having 200 products in their portfolio, okay, in their organizing 200 products means they will be having so many categories, seasonal wise products and subcategories in it and everything. There are a lot of products will be there. So to organize all the things, you cannot maintain Excel files. The planning system or a planning team will give you what is the buy recommendations to buy the products and everything. But here, the design team or the PLM team will organize those things for us because that guys, there is one saying in the market: PLM is used for the designers. No, it is not being only used for the designers. It will be used to numerous number of things in the market, and I pick up four of them. One is a design team, another is buying team, another merchandising team, and logistics team. Design team is the team who designs the product, gives the specifications, colorways that need to be obtained for that style, and what are the BOMs that need to be addressed to it. And these all done will be the design team. They are the person who issues the packs for that. Then we'll be going into the buying team. These buying team are the very critical thing. They identify the suppliers who supply the products, and they negotiate the cost price to buy that product. And from there, they take the negotiation, get the approval, they get the sign off of the agreement for next 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. They took up that activity and they push it and create the supplier codes, making sure that cost price from the supplier is confirmed, so that we are creating the supplier codes. Then we are good to go for the issuing a PO. Then once the supplier code has been done, then the merchandise team comes into the picture. How they come into the picture is they understand what are the style options and what is the style that they want to buy, from which supplier they want to buy, what is the freight and duty and commission percentage values that they need to pay to, and they all negotiate it. And these merchandisers create the POs, purchase orders, with the supplier, stating that we want for this so and so style option, so and so style, with this style option, for this size, this much quantity. They are the people create those all POs for that, and they issue the POs, they approve the POs, and the merchandise team is responsible on pushing down the required PO information to downstream of the internal business stakeholders and everything, like inventory system or stock management system or any other demand side systems. Okay. And next is logistics team. This is one of the critical team in PLM. So many people think about it. This is one of the small team and everything. No, guys, this is one of the critical team. The thing is that they are the persons who, whenever a buying team gives a supplier information, they are the person who configure that supplier into the PLM. Once you configure that supplier only, you can create a PO for that supplier by attaching delivery terms, payment terms, and supplier codes and everything. Until unless you attach all these things, it is not judgeable to take up a PO with the supplier and to get products get delivered to your warehouse, and you cannot update in the inventory. This logistics team do well all the things with the supplier setup, factory setup, and all the things. For every supplier, we have multiple factories, and these logistics team will link up those all suppliers with multiple factories, and they set it up all the things. For every factory, there will be different set of terms and negotiations will be happening. These all responsibility will be taken by the logistics. These are the four critical teams, guys. And moving on to the AI evolution that we are seeing in PLM. Guys, I'll go with an example here. Okay, currently we are into these. Currently we completed our spring and summer seasons and everything, right? Which is Jan to March and April to June. What is thing is that I see a lot of sales were happening in some on some products, not all the products. I see some of them, but you cannot expect the same type of sales will be happening for the same products in autumn winter, which is upcoming season, or else in the next upcoming planning season, which is SS26, which you can say spring summer 2026. You cannot expect the same type of sales will be happening. So how our AI will be working as we implemented an AI automation bot, which helps to understand the behind the screen of the data and the sales pitch and the return speech and everything. And it gives the buy recommendations to the planning team, where Manideep has given the information how the planning works and everything. They get the buy recommendation. Based on the buy recommendations, we take up that information. Our AI automation bot will give that information to the merchandisers or the users to create a PO for that respective thing. So that we'll take it up those activities and we'll be projecting that. And based on that, our automation AI. And also, guys, there are a lot of manual activities being happening between the design teams and buying teams. We'll be creating automative AI agents which fulfill our business needs. Because by using this AI agents, there is no reduction of the manpower or not like that. It will give the less human errors to eradicate multiple human errors. Sometimes we may get across the payment terms checks and delivery terms checks. These are not being highlighted. But when we use an AI agent, we'll be eradicated completely. In this way, and also our AI tool, what we are seeing in upcoming PLM tools, there are multiple vendors implementing PLM in their fashion for their own business needs. What they want to analyze the supply chain disruption information, what we see in 2021, 2022, due to the COVID and everything. They will be identifying what is the stock availability, how can you sustain with the stock and everything. This type of analytics also that they are able to generate. If it is an economic crisis that is coming in next 6 months, how can you sustain? What is the availability of the stock? Who are the suppliers that supply the things? Who are the available suppliers that are available in the market? These all information, insights information given to us via AI. This way, we are implementing the AI automation, and we are seeing a lot of things are happening in PLM with regards to AI. It's very good sign, and we'll be having a lot of opportunities as well, because we'll be having a lot of things. And coming to the fast fashion and sustainable fashion, guys, the fast fashion is one of the things that will be keep on changing rapidly, vary from time to time. It may vary from every 1 month or week or what are the things. But for both of the things, speed and sustainability, PLM is the right tool to use fast fashion and sustainable fashion. For the fast fashion, we can launch the product from the concept to commerce. What we say, the title of the webinar, we can launch the product within span of 4 weeks for the fast fashion product. For the sustainable fashion, we do all the analysis, analytics, and everything. We make sure that product is getting delivered with the ethical timeline, which is absolute timeline that we are planning. Because what in PLM, what we do is that for every planning of the season, we'll be 6 months ahead. We make sure next 6 months, which is starting from January 2026 to June 2026 timeline, related planning will be get started from June onwards. So we'll be taking those all things. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Yeah, here are the different metrics that we see how PLM is helping and making the market to grow more and more. See, if you see the development of the if you see the product development time curve has been increased by using PLM from 30 to 50, because I can say that one of the biggest brand in the market, they used to make sure if your product is getting created in the system, they used to launch the product. It's taking 12 weeks of time to get live in the market. But by using PLM, they have reduced to 6 weeks. That is very huge time saving and everything. Within 6 weeks, they can understand the business trend, and they can eliminate or what are the things, they can take the right call on that. And fast time sample appropriate increase and everything. Guys, the thing is that first time we will be seeing a lot of challenges in the sample collection and sample input. The design team sends the sample to the different suppliers, and once the sample correction will be not happening on time. So it will be the one thing that will be account. Inventory errors will be the huge thing that is every market, every business is facing. I can say the mid-sized business people are facing inventory errors. If they start using the PLM, it will be giving the clear picture how the things are going on, how the inventory is getting synced between the systems, and how the inventory is maintained in their warehouse management system and form. These are the different metrics that we can go through with the different metrics. It is the standard metrics across the markets. Ameena, you can move on to the next slide. And these are the success stories, guys. There are a couple of success stories that I want to bring. I cannot name the brands right now. There are multiple brands, topmost brands like trouser brands and everything. Topmost brands, they have started implementing adopted PLM for their business, making sure how they can help their customers or whatever the things, how they can improve their business and everything. This is all about the PLM, guys. Moving on to Monica. Monica, it's all about it.
Thank you, Rama. Over to you, Mary.
Yeah, thank you, Ameena. Thank you, Rama, and thank you, Manideep. Thanks everyone for joining. Just wanted to discuss about product information management in these slides. So, so far you guys have listened the planning session and the PLM designing, right? So as you guys have an idea now that, okay, now we are having an item, now we are having an designing of that item, how we can make all these items into one detailed perspective so that you can start your selling details, right? So though all those details I will be discussing in this topics, and here we are going to discuss about the modern PIM challenges, what are the PIM capabilities, and the new way the smart PIM AI and core capabilities, real results and business income outcomes, maturity curve, and also we will discuss about the retail excellence which we have done. First one, the modern PIM challenges. So far, you guys have heard about the marketing challenges. What are the challenges you will face in a planning session, in the PLM session, or in any other sessions, right? So, in the same way, you guys also face the same type of issues or challenges while implementing your product information management systems at your organizations. So I just note down a few points that I wanted to discuss with you guys, the major important challenges that you may have faced, right? So the rapidly growing product portfolios are increasing complexity for the merchandisers, contents, and operational teams, right? And then we are seeing consumers are expecting high quality details with a consistent and enriched data. Product information management systems has to provide all these details so that the people can able to get all those details and they are eager to buy those items when you're selling it at your e-commerce sites, right? So there will be many challenges while you are wanted to present all these details in your e-commerce sites. One is your data will not be accurate, either it is having some issues or data inconsistency will be having, we are not having an updated version of your data. Maybe you have added some changes in one system, but at the end of the e-commerce site, you may haven't seen that update passed or not passed into that sites. So all those is the most important things you need to take care before moving into any product information management systems, right? And you guys have seen there are inconsistencies in between the systems while moving a data from one system to another system. And it may be because of some workflows is not working, or system to system disconnections are happening. And there is always a manual process we need to do. Like one person has to come into the picture and do some changes. Like need to verify what are the errors you guys are seeing, any inefficiencies happening, or anything happening that even we are not very sure, right? So we are just waiting there in the e-commerce sites and seeing why my data is not coming up. But why it is not coming up is because of all these challenges present inside your organization, or while you are implementing your product information management systems. In the next slide, I'm going to explain about what are the PIM capabilities. So you have seen the challenges. Now, what PIM can do and what its capabilities, so that you guys can select the respective or the right PIM details for your organization. The first one is a centralized hub for managing all your product data with the attributes, categories, hierarchies, whatever you have. So if you're having one product, for example, you can take one shirt details, and you have all the attribute details, like what is its color, what its name, what it is it a full length, or it's a t-shirt, or it's something type of, I mean, some other type of shirt brands, or etc., right? So all these details you will mention in one Excel sheet, and you are doing a manual updates into your systems, which is the old version. But now, if you just create all your details into the PIM, and the PIM can save all your changes, and whenever you wanted to do an enrichment in that one, you can able to go ahead and do the enrichment details in that systems. And once you had all your structured details, and once you implemented everything in the PIM, and from the PIM itself, you can send the information to the either do the enrichment or send the information to the ERP, e-commerce, PLM systems, whatsoever needed, right? Now, so that's one thing you should see when you're selecting about your PIM tool. And here, the second one is integrating a digital asset management. So any product is coming into the picture should have an image, and maybe having some image related documents or videos showcasing how user can use this item, right? Any item that can be an home appliances, that can be an trousers, or that can be anything, right? So all those details where you can able to save is a DAM. So in the DAM tool, you can able to save all these details, and from the PIM system, you can able to retrieve all the details and showcase all the information in your web UI systems. And next is the channel specific content management with the localization support. So while you are updating, and while you are updating your major information in the PIM tool, then you have seen there are some contents which I wanted to mention, so that users can able to see, okay, this the advantages, or this is the pros of this item, so I wanted to buy that item, right? So those are the content specifications where you can explain about your items. And then you can also add those details into other PIM systems with the respective details, and you can able to see the same information is running through all the other systems in your organization. Next will be the workflow automations. for collaboration and approvals. So the most important thing in the PIM is an workflow. So you may have seen some data is coming into the PIM, some data is leaving out of the PIM, or sending updated information from the PIM to the other systems, right? If you are managing your workflow with a completed information, like if I'm getting this information from the, for example, the PLM system, I'm getting the design details, like how was that item, what is the color, what is the style, what are the other styles which are linked to all these details, right? And the workflow in the PIM system will help you to attach or reference the respective item details and give you a full-fledged information about one perfect style. So as we have taken example of a shirt, right? So you guys taking an example, taking an example as a shirt, and you have seen the same color or same shirt is in a different colors. So you can add a references of that thing and mention you can copy paste all the information which you have mentioned for one item to number of items. Like if there are 10 colors it is available, then the same if you added information in one time, then the other 10 times you don't need to add those details. It's just the workflow will do all the work which you have done for one time, right? So that's the major important thing that you can able to see in the PIM workflows. Real-time validation and the data quality. So if you guys are having all this information with the full-fledged details in the PIM, and if you wanted to do some changes, like enrichment changes you wanted to do, then you can do, and PIM will be able to make those changes reaches to your endpoints and like end source systems or the e-commerce sites whatsoever is required, right? So you guys need to check all these capabilities should possess for one PIM system so that you can good to go for your implementations of that respective details. Yeah, can we go to the next slide? Okay, so we have discussed about PIM capabilities. Now, how smart PIM or AI and its core capabilities will benefit to our PIM systems, right? So I just noted down a few use cases where it will benefit to our PIM systems. One is about automated product categorization. So you, as I take an example of a shirt, and you wanted to categorize all this shirt into the one style, then it will reduces your manual efforts and classifies its product details, updates its attribute details, updates its descriptions, add all the references it requires. So it will do all these details. So that's the main use case we can use for use AI for. Then we have seen the sentiment analysis from reviews. So we are getting a reviews from the users that this item is okay, but this didn't reach our expectations like that. So we can extract all the customer reviews and we can update our product descriptions to make successfully useful for their teams, right? So on that point, we can add a sentiment analysis for reviews and mention from that we can take a reviews and we can update our product information management tool. I mean inside the products or the styles or SKUs, whatever is there in your systems, you can update those details. And in the next season, while you are giving or while you are going to the market, then you can able to see that many people are interested to buy your items. And the next one is the dynamic pricing optimization. So one of the most important challenges you guys have seen or you may have seen in your organizations is how we can able to adjust the prices in the real time. So for example, you may have updated prices details in one source systems, but that didn't reach it to the e-commerce sites, and the buyers are thinking of why it's costly, and you are worrying about why it's not reaching to the end source systems, right? So those are the major things that you can use the AI, and you can AI can suggest you the best results that it's an updated one, or it will just send the information to the downstream systems that this price details is updated, and the downstream systems also get to know, okay, this is updated, we can go and update all these details automatically. So that's where the dynamic pricing optimization will work, and AI powered product recommendations. So you may have seen when you are looking into that some Flipkart's Amazon buckets list, right? So whenever you select one item and use you wanted to see the bundle of items into one item. For example, you are trying to buy a necklace, and there is one more slide where one more place where they are mentioning, oh, you can buy earrings along with this necklace, or you can buy bangles, earrings, and necklace at very less cost, right? So all these recommendations, the AI will be giving to you, and you can use that one for a best selling of your products, like a combination of selling your products, which will also enhance the cross selling and upselling. Multi-languageal content generation. So as you guys know, you wanted the respective clients or the projects wanted to sell their items in all these regions, right? For example, UK, US, or any other regions. And if they wanted to do only updation in one language, and the AI will take up the next steps from one language to the another, how many language you want. For example, one language to the 10 languages, it will help you to automatically translate, localize the product content for all the global market details, and you can able to see the updated information is presenting in your sites within a few minutes. Then next coming to the data quality monitoring. So you can see like while you're seeing all the data information is going from one system to another system, you may have seen there are some distortions happening, disconnections happening, or we are not receiving the files, we are not able to send the files correctly, some files are failing, some files are failing with errors, etc., right? So all this monitoring will be done by the data quality monitoring. And also it also gives us suggestions like if there is any duplicate information presenting, or the same item is coming from the upstream systems to the PIM multiple times, it will just inform us that okay, there is an anomalies happening, or the duplications happening, or there is an inconsistency of a product data, please look into there. That's what it will help us. And visual search integrations, which will allows users to search for a products using images, improving the discoverability. So if you have a short image, and you can see that one in the Amazon, right? You can just click and upload your photo, and it will suggest all these details. And that can be done by using the PIM and its AI core capabilities. So that's where you can use smart themes and details. Now I'm going to tell about the real results which we have seen for one of our client, where a global retail leader has offering all this diversity of information, and they wanted to sell all this information in multiple categories and multiple regions. So what we have done is we have used a centralized product information management platform and some other respective tools to maintain all this information presenting in the PIM, and also how we can able to send the information to, right? So what's our business needs? So the retail scope which they have given is they are having a 50,000 plus SKUs across 5 global marketplaces, and they wanted to manage all these product content in 10 plus languages. Yeah, so it's not a one place, but they wanted to play using that 10 plus languages. And the challenge is manual enrichment. Like they are doing it manually and doing an enrichment, and they are having a celluloid tools led to the delay of a product launches and increase the support tickets. So there are a lot of patterns they have seen. So what we have given a solution is a centralized integrated PIM solution, which will streamline product data operations across the global market spaces, which will enable faster onboarding, details in improved content accuracy, and the scalable syndications, which will help you to get all the outcomes which are they have seen. So the main transformation we have achieved is real-time product readiness across all live marketplaces, enabling operational agility and the global scalability. So, the you guys have seen, okay, so what's the major achievement you guys have seen, right? So the major achievement is 30% of a faster onboarding cycles, 20% reduction in the support tickets. So they are having a bundle of tickets they wanted to support, but here we are helping reduce their support tickets. And also for every season, we are increasing 40% of SKU launched, which will rapidly increases their sales and information details. So that's about the real results. And in the next slide, I'm going to ask you about where you guys are today. So in different organizations with the different clients with the different projects, you guys have seen a different type of things, right? So here, I just wanted to show these 5 levels of thing maturity curve, and I just wanted to see where you guys are. Is it a solid beginnings where you are seeing in disparate tools, disconnected teams, and the manual effect across all three systems? For example, planning, PLM, and PM systems. No problem. Moxie is there, and we can help you to uh, uh, start at the bottom and reach here the finest level in your maturity curves. And in the second level, centralized foundations, basic unifications of a product data or planning calendars and specifications into the shared repositories. Like you are still having in Excel sheets, everything. No, we need to change it to the real-time management of the tools, right? So if you guys are having issues, then the Moxie is there. Again, you can reach us to Moxie and you can mention that we are in the stage 2, and we will help you to go to the stage 5. Next is a collaborative workflows. So we are discussed, right? Planning, PLM, and PM teams are discussing about workflows and like, discussing about data everywhere, right? But how we are able to collaborate all these foundational apps or applications and see and full-fledged information in your sites, right? So if you are worrying about how we can do that one, or you're facing any issues, again, Moxie is there. So you guys can reach out to us, and we will help you to go to the finest region in your curve. And intelligent automation. So nowadays, everyone is talking about AI, right? Now, AI-powered planning, predictive analysis, automated enrichment, and process optimization. What AI can do is all these things. But what you guys are wanted to do is connect Moxie team, and you can able to see that all these are integrated into your systems. Unified omni-channel execution. This is the final, or this may be not the final, but this one of your final here. Retail alignment, you can see the real-time alignment of across all the platforms which we have discussed, like a planning, PLM, PIM, which is having a seamless launches across the channels and lesser time to the markets. So all this will be possible. And if you guys having any issues, you guys came into the right time and right path. It's a Moxie which will help you guys. Okay. So next slide, please. Okay, that's where I can stop. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post it in your chat box and we'll try to give our answers. Thank you.
Okay, we have a question here, folks. How scalable is PLM for smaller brands or startup? Isn't just for large retailers?
Great point, guys. Great point here. While PLM was traditionally used by the large companies, large enterprises, I can say large companies or large businesses only, many vendors now after cloud-based, modular, and cost-effective things, solutions to small, their mid-size things and everything. So startups begin just design and BOM to start using PLM for their business team, business activities, and tracking and scalable up later on for their business activities. In this way, they can move on to from the starting to the things. Yeah.
Okay, we have another one coming up. Zain has shared. How do you ensure smooth handoff between product design and downstream teams? that is between planning, manufacturing, and marketing?
Yeah, so let me answer that question. So the way you handle data between design and downstream systems is we have a concept called DAM. DAM is nothing but dynamic asset management systems, which will be like a centralized tool which will host the data of CADs which are used in product design, and every other system will reference to those data within the DAM. So what generally happens is if there are workflows defined for approvals, if there are workflows that are defined for review, enrich, and other things. So that is how these design ideas or design files are moved from one place to another place and another places. As you know, there is a problem of knockoffs and other things within fashion, or there might be anything proprietary. So what these systems does is DAM will give you access to this securely, so that these are not copied or do other things. It will help you trace who is the perpetrator there. I hope that answered the question. So DAM will be a single place which will help various teams have access to the designs.
Thanks, Mani. We have another question from Abhinav. What are your biggest bottlenecks in the product development lifecycle today?
There are two bottlenecks that we see in the life of businesses. One is agility, and another one is the collaboration between the teams. Agility in the sense to make the idea to life, and collaboration between the teams of different teams that are involved for the product life cycle. That is one of them.
I hope that answers the question, Abhinav. So moving on to the next one from Sarika. How does PLM support omni-channel or D2C, that is direct to customer strategies in retail?
I'll answer that from the planning perspective. So I think what planning does is it will tell you which particular channels you will have to sell, or which particular channels you will have to be there. How PLM facilitates this is it will ensure that the inventory of the products are available at those places. So direct to consumer is specifically like having your own warehouse, or you do it in a third party logistics way. So PLM will ensure the product is sourced, but the main thing goes behind is will happen in the planning system. The planning system will tell how much to sell and where to sell. So whatever is profitable, uh, planning tool will tell you where, when, and what to buy, whereas PLM will be more of an execution in with respect to omni-channel, and it will ensure the products are available for disposal in this omni-channel environment. And whereas D2C, either you manage it or you give it off to a third party person to handle it within your systems.
Sure, Mani. Thank you. Moving on to the next question from Ramya. How closely do you collaborate with the PLM and PIM teams when launching new products? It's a close collaboration. So over to Mary and Rama to
Yeah,
answer to that question.
yeah, I will answer that question, Ameena. So, as I mentioned, right, PLM, PIM systems will and planning systems will connect on a daily perspective, and you can able to see all this data is transforming from one system to another system continuously. So, once you while you're creating itself in your organization or in your client's organization, then you need to set up all this information in one go. Then it will help us to give a smooth analysis from the design perspective to the reaching of e-commerce. So I think that answers your questions, right? When launching.
Okay. Then another question from Nagaraj. Does PLM support circular fashion models or upcycling initiatives?
Yes, of course, PLM supports the circular fashion models and upcycling, both the things.
Okay. Another one from Zain. Do you have a real world example where misalignment in PLM planning or PIM led to a product launch delay? and how was it corrected? A very interesting question to all of you all.
Yeah. So we are discussing about the curves, right? The maturity curves in the previous slide. So on that slide, you guys have seen that if you're having a disparate tools with the celluloid beginnings, and you can see that there are very much delays while you're launching your products. So that is the major thing that I mean every organization will see, and to overcome that one, they already have forecasted that okay, we should have these systems to be placed so that it will be having a smooth details. And we do have seen an live thing for our client, so that's where we have implemented all this planning PIM and PLM tools. So which now you can see the business real results in your previous slides. That's the original real results which we have shared to you guys. So that's the major thing that we have done.
Thanks, Mary. So we have another question from Abhinav. And he's asking, are you exploring Gen AI to automatically generate enriched product copy attributes or even classification tags directly from PLM data or supplier specifications? If yes, what's worked well or what's still a challenge?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, right? So while you're updating your like while you're connecting your respective systems to the AI, you need to make sure that you are having a correct AI details, and you need to check all those details are very ethical. And now, if you wanted to enrich your product copy or attribute details or classification, or we can say SEO tools, the search engine tools, right? Or all those details you can mention and I mean you can give it to the AI mentioning that okay, these are the details, can you please give a product description for this item? Or if you are giving an image, it will just give an okay, you have shared this image and this is the product description, how or you can post it directly into your e-commerce sites mentioning that will help users to see that product descriptions and eventually buy that product once they have seen that enrichments. And the challenges is we need to make sure that the images we are seeing or the data we are giving to the AI is an very approximative. If you are having a shirt which is in a white color and in your product description you are saying a blue color shirt, then that will be a discrepancy of data, and AI will not knowing what's the correct one, right? So it just gave an information. Okay, this is the blue and white shirt, and it will give all the product description details in a wrong way, right? So that's the important challenge we have seen, and that's where we want everyone has to focus while you are giving your inputs itself. It will give best results. If you are giving a wrong inputs, you will get a wrong results. Yeah.
Agreed with you, Mary, on that. So another question from Sirisha. How do you coordinate with the PLM and marketing teams to gather and enrich product data? I think this question is to you, Mary. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you coordinate with the PLM and marketing teams
Marketing
to
teams to
gather
enrich
and
the product data. Yeah.
yeah, so marketing teams or the buyers is the main persons like before going an item to the live, right? So those are the main persons who are rechecking all the informations whether it is correct, or if they wanted to do some last minute changes, so it will be a very a good description details. Then they will directly come into the PM systems and they can update their respective details. And once they click on submit, like once they updated their details and once they click on submit, then it will go to the e-commerce sites within seconds. So that will help them to see the enrichment data. And the coordination with PLM, so it's automatically already happening. The flow is already going. So if there is any updated information is done in the PIM, then PIM system is the he's having the responsibility to send the all updated information to all the other source systems of the destination systems. So that's where you can able to see the coordination in between systems.
Okay, there's one question from Bharat Prasad. Basically, how can PLM integrate with tools that we're already using, like Adobe Illustrator, Excel, or ERP systems? Question to Rama.
Yes, Ameena. To answer that question, yes, we most of the PLM platforms, latest PLM platforms are built with integration in mind. For example, designers can work directly from Adobe Illustrator and push their updates to the PLM without switching any apps and everything. Yes, you can also link to the Excel templates, ERP systems like SAP to Oracle, and even e-commerce platform, making it easy to keep your entire product ecosystem connected. Yes, there are feasibility. We have that. Most of the latest PLM tools are doing that. Integration is available.
Sure. Thanks, Rama. There's another good question we have. Do you have any preferred tech stacks or vendor recommendations for PLM and PIM integration that have shown some great impact with regards to your business implementation? This question is to Rama and Mary together. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, let me answer in PLM perspective. Okay. The integration is very critical between the systems like planning and PIM and everything from PLM. Okay. Whatever the information that we get from the planning system, most of the times we use in the latest trend, we are using the queues like Kafka, RabbitMQ, and everything for taking the information that being transferred from multiple systems and integration. And we are passing that information to the downstream systems in the same manner, or else there are different approaches and at a different organization levels based on their business needs. But what we see is that queue system, Kafka mode, and everything, RabbitMQ, these are the critical messaging queues that are helping to transfer the data or whatever the connection to maintain that relation between the multiple systems.
Sure, Rama. Thanks. There's another question from Saurabh. What are the key inputs driving demand forecasting models? Question directed to Manideep.
Yeah. So there can be multiple attributes that AI can look into. It is not only about product attributes, it is about how you position your product or your product line. And there can be anything starting with how they do shared behaviors, what is the geographical locations, as simple as what is the fabric. Like if it is menswear, it can be what is the button style, how does it fit into a particular line, what is the hierarchy in it, is it a lower price product or is it a higher price product. So all these things will come into the picture. So there are various algorithms that AI will use. So I think that is how you do attribute planning for demand forecasting. So, and most importantly, what is your previous performance, what are the current trends, will dictate what is the uh, driving demand for the future, because some of the times trends are cyclical, but some of the times it is not. It will depend on what is currently trending and what your products have done in the past.
Sure, thanks, Mani. We have a question from Shiva Krishna. When implementing a PLM system, how do you balance the need for customization with the benefits of standardization?
Let me take up this question. First of all, we'll understand what is the underlying business process over there with the customer and as well as the enterprise level. Then we'll be defining what there are different standards to ensure that scalability and efficiency to maintain that. And customization is another one that effectively or selectively applied only when it adds the clear value or supports unique business needs. In this way, we'll take it up. We follow a configure or customize. In this way, we have that approach in PLM where possible to maintain system stability and reduce maintenance and ensure easy upgrades and everything. Because PLM will be keep on upgrading to the in their product things from the product teams as well. So while still allowing flows and business alignment, this will be in this way we are maintaining that.
Sure. Thanks, Rama. There's another question we have that can PLM and PIM systems adapt?
We can
Yes,
stop sharing and we can discuss, please.
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, we can stop sharing and we can discuss the questions.
Yeah, sure, no worries. So the next question we had is, can PLM
Thank
and
you.
PIM systems adapt easily to tariff changes like tracking duty rates or origin shifts?
In PLM, we have one
Rama and
feature
Maria.
called as in PLM we have one feature named as exchange rate. Based on the exchange rate and tariff rate, we can do that activity in PLM. Most of the PLM tools are supporting like Oracle, SL PLM, Centric PLM, and many other PLMs. Bamboo is also supporting that. In this way, we can do that origin shifts and tariff changes and everything, so that it automatically reflects in different levels of sections and everything.
Okay. And there's another question. If I want to mature my assortment planning capabilities, specifically with AI, what steps does my company need to take to prep our data?
So, firstly, for assortment planning, if you take a step back, the first step any assortment planning system does is called something called as hindsighting. So, within hindsighting, you gather your data well. So, and you structure your metrics first. So, firstly, what is the most important metric for me? Is it my net average margin, or is it a availability of stock in various locations, or is it being most profitable, or is it selling more quantity? So it depends upon what are the things that you metrics that you want to give weight to. So as far as data preparation is concerned, you should have what defines your product with the physical qualities, and what defines your product with what people perceive, and what are the brand identity that the product has within your product line. So if you have this particular data within your system, then you will be able to build upon that and have that in a structure. So it is basically having everything layered, and you can rank it over a period of time, so that you can have decisions made. So that is the first step, which is called hindsighting. So this happens way beyond assortment planning. So first step is hindsighting, second step is merchandise financial planning, and then you go to assortment planning.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Mani. Another very interesting question, and this is to all of you all the speakers. What's the biggest challenge when it comes to adoption of these tools and technologies that you encounter with your clients? Any challenge that you faced?
I can talk about one challenge here, bec- because with the nature of the job, people in planning, the average attrition rate is almost 60 to 70%. The average life cycle of an employee in any planning, say buying and merchandising roles, is extremely small. So it is very important for your systems to ensure that there are good guardrails for and good data governance, or else what generally happens is people tend to go off process, as these are legacy things that are happening from the very past. People have the tendency to not move away from their spreadsheets. uh, so that is one of the biggest things. And if you don't translate from your spreadsheets to system driven real time centralized data, you have chaos everywhere. So if even if the smallest things, you understand chaos theory, whatever you start, no matter how small the mistake is, if it happens in the beginning, it'll have uh, like extremely great impact in your end result. So the greatest challenge is to have good data governance everything, I think, and also have system driven, process driven things, rather than having having older spreadsheets or other things. Yeah.
Mary and Rama,
So
if you'd like to share your insights as well, yeah.
yeah. So I just wanted to see and share biggest challenge I have seen. So if your client is okay with all the details which he have, like he or she is comfortable with all the details they have, they will not go with the next step, right? So that's where I have seen the challenge, right? We are implementing a full-fledged information management and enriching data in the PIM systems, and the clients are saying, no, I think the older version Excel is giving best details to me, because they are very happy with the Excel details and they wanted to do some manual work. And when we have given a live demo and show them that only just few clicks, just give your information, just click, and it will go to the downstream, which will saves your more time, right? And they were shocked at the first, and now they are using it like crazily, and that's what the main challenge we have seen, and we have overcome with giving an a tool-fledged information so that they are easy to grasp the things easily. Like the client, they want straightforward details, right? So that's where we have focused and we have given the solutions to them, that everything is a straightforward thing, and they loved it. So that's the one thing I want to share.
Rama?
Coming to one challenge, yeah, coming to one challenge that I see is the lot of integrations that been happening to and fro with the PLM. A lot of integrations to get the data for the creation of the POs. If PO got created, we need to send that information to the freight forwarder. That is one is integration, and another integration we need to send to the stock management, and another integration we need to make sure that PO is being sent to the supplier, where supplier can log in into the PLM tool, their information to be logged for there. Another, the same information that need to be sent to the supplier portal as well. And also we need to send that different integrations, a lot of integration, technical challenge, I can say. That is one of the biggest challenge I'm seeing in PLM.
Sure. Thanks, Rama. So thank you all for joining us today. We hope you've had a wonderful session and a lot of insights that were being shared by the speakers. And I also hope it has helped spark some new ideas. So big thank you to our speakers and to you all for the engagement. I'd love to hear if there's any feedback or closing remarks from the speakers as well before we wrap up the session.
And I think there is one more question from Manendra Kumar. Are you
Yes.
expecting experimenting with the AI and ML in planning? If yes, how?
So, as I said, rather than having algorithmic or statistical models, AI will not only consider those parameters, but also consider more parameters. If you observe the trend in the market, any model with higher ability to understand and ingest more parameters will be successful in this. And what generally happens is, rather than going with older rule based algorithms, there will be new statistical AI and ML based algorithms. Machine learning, I think, is not very much there, but within AI, what generally happens is, um, here they will ensure they read all the older data. It will fit into statistical models and it will give you outputs. So that is how they are doing it. There are certain models like Kmarts, which generally does this. There are various planning tools that are already available in the market who use those models. I will. I don't exactly remember the name of the models right now because they are not openly shared. But everyone will have their own fine-tuned model where they'll train this model with data coming from various companies or various clients and ensure that they have these. Yeah.
Any closing remarks, speakers? You're
A big
happy that it's
thanks.
done?
Oh, no, a
Yeah.
big thanks for the giving us this opportunity. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for giving
Yeah,
an
thank you.
opportunity
thanks,
Yeah.
for us. Thank you.
And
Yeah.
please stay
Thank you.
tuned
thanks
for
all.
the upcoming webinars. The next one is scheduled for 7th of August, just for information. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you again. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks all.